Yo, what's up once again? So I'm resuming my last video when I was speaking on 2002. Now looking back, we had one car. We did have a Chevrolet, but maybe that broke down. I'm pretty sure it broke down after 2001. But the fall of 2002, we had one car, which was a Pontiac, a Cougar, a red car with suede, like it had like a suede hood on it, and it was two door. It was a two-door car, and we. My mom drove us to school sometimes, and when my dad had to take the car, we caught the trolley and the 33 bus to school. The 13 trolley and the 33. Now, when we did go to school in the car, we were exposed to music. We were exposed to the rap that was popular at that time. Songs that I remember hearing on the radio as a kid. I'm just thinking back. Freeway, What We Do, that was a hit song of 2002, like the fall of 2002. The whole theme of the song went well with that whole year. Um Freeway, Jay-Z song Cry, Sunshine Anderson, Jadakiss, heard it all before. That was played on the radio. I remember that song. What else? Fabulous by Jaheim. And y'all remember Fabulous by Jaheim. Um, Half Crazy by Music Soul Child. There's some hit songs of that year. Make It Clap by Busta Rhymes, Sean Paul, and Give Me the Light by Sean Paul. That was another one. TKO's Chi Chi Men. What's another one? Those are the only ones that come to mind right now. Like I said, we weren't really into sports at the time, like watching it on TV. Other than baseball, we didn't watch sports. We just really would go to games. In spite of being dedicated wrestling fanatics, we never been to an event of the like like all the years we were fans of wrestling. We weren't ever like we never went to an event because they weren't in our town. But 2002 in the second grade, and my teacher, Miss Turner, she was pretty okay teacher. She had a little sass to her sometimes, but I knew looking back, she had to be, by her features, she had to be half white. She had to be half white. But I didn't think like that when I was 7 years old. For also, I didn't have any sensitivity to Chinese food. I ate Chinese food like it was no problem. I ate the chicken tenders, ate the lo mein, steamed broccoli. Um, I ate the rice. I ate the cat and dog surprise that they would prepare. I ate all that stuff, man. We went to two Chinese stores. One near Woodland Avenue. No. Not Woodland Avenue. I know my Philly. I think it was probably Eastwick Avenue. If you're from Philly, if you watch this, I don't know who subscribes from Philly, but when you catch the there where Regis used to be, when you like going on Woodland Avenue and you get off like the 11, it's kind of like near Lindbergh. But anyway, we went to that Chinese store one time. Well, we would go to this place called China House that was near like my dad's job, near like Johnston Street, 20th and Johnston. And then we ate like McDonald's and Wendy's, Burger King. I didn't like burgers. All I liked was chicken and fries. I didn't eat McDonald's very much. It was always Burger King, Wendy's, takeout food, Pizza Hut, KFC, Popeyes sometimes, and that's about it. We did not go out to eat like that because we ate inside mostly. We didn't go to like restaurants like that. Restaurants didn't really come until a lot later. But if I did, we did like buffets and because Philadelphia was very different back then. Now this new generation may not know what the gallery is, but the gallery that I grew up on, it was interconnected with the train, the train system, like the all the train stations. If you will walk like through one door, you'll be on the subway. That's how the old gallery was once constructed. Yeah, I said you had the gallery downtown. All I remember back in the day was the gallery and because see, we mostly dwelled in like we would just do all our business downtown or like West Philly, South Philly. We had no business going to North West Philly where we would eventually move. We didn't have no business being up there because that was a little out of range from our house. So all our business we did was either in South Philly or West Philly. So we went to the ShopRite on in South Philly, like the big ShopRite. Eventually got looted like during the riots. We went to that big shop right there, or we would go to Acme. And like I said, the cat is still my best friend. I play around with him. I clean out his box. That was like my only chore. I had to clean out his litter box. We didn't have a problem with mice. We did have bugs sometimes. We didn't have like mice or anything. We um I had trips that I went on like the pumpkin patch, and I went to Notre Dame. They had like a little, like, we would go on Saturdays. They would have like little outings for the kids, like the pumpkin patch. 2001, this is kind of before this, but we would dress up and we had like pajama party day for like Halloween, and we would go trick-or-treating from like the after school program. They would take us on the bus and they would take us trick-or-treating at some college, because we always would go to like some college. They had to be like a Catholic college because we were a Catholic school. We would go to a Catholic college for trick-or-treating, and we basically would they would give us candy. And at the time, I loved all candy. I love things that were sweet, things that were chocolatey and minty. I love like chocolate, but I didn't care. Like, I love Smarties, and I began to hate gum, but Skittles were fine. Smarties were fine. Um, Everything was fine for me at the time. See, I don't eat candy now because what it contains like pork skin, but candy was perfectly fine when I was 7 years old. And this is the last year as a family, like the last Halloween as a family. I don't remember what we did for Thanksgiving, but it was the last Thanksgiving. And what I remember was, I talked about this before, the last Christmas as a family. So 2002 was the year where we spent our last Christmas as a family. And I remember it so well. I remember waking up early, because when it was so early, it was dark outside. December 25th, 2002, I have a picture. I may even use it as my thumbnail. But that year, me, my brother, we received a gift as we had a train set. We already knew about the train set. We got the train set, the Army men, the Army planes, 2 planes where it was like a helicopter and a jet. We got my half sister came over and gave me a gift. I don't know if she got me the Chris Jericho trash talking set, but I got so many wrestling toys. I got a Big Show wrestling action figure with like the water jug. And then I got like the WWE microphone where like Stone Cold, The Rock, and you can talk into it. And then my mom got us No Mercy, WWF No Mercy. That was similar to WrestleMania 2000. That was our second wrestling game, and we played that thing all day. We ate breakfast. That was the last one as a family. We played with the toy train. We played our game all day. The cat was there. It was just so beautiful, like as a family, like the last time. I just remember it so well, man. That was the last time as a family. And then, I don't remember the year turning around. I don't remember what we did for New Year's. But 2002 ended. Oh, yeah, by the way, this show called 3 South, I began to explore how funny curse words were to me, like shows that were inappropriate for me at 7. I found it funny, like certain shows, like 3 South. I would watch 3 South. I would try to watch it on our days off because we had a bedtime. We couldn't watch TV. We couldn't stay up past 11 o'clock at 7 and 9 years old. So on our days off, when we didn't have a bedtime, I would try to watch it. And my brother didn't like all the curse words in it, like the content that it displayed. He didn't like it, so I couldn't really watch it like that because we shared a room. We were in the back room at the time. But this is when I began discovering cartoons that have a little curse language in it. And ironically, we watched wrestling, which was TV-14, DLS. That was not appropriate for us, but we watched it anyway. But he had a problem with 3 South, which was the same rating. What else? Christmas was wonderful. And as 2003 approached, like I said, I wasn't a really good student, to be honest. I would really just daydream a lot because I didn't understand how my brain would function, how I was supposed to operate, like the foods I wasn't supposed to eat, how light can bother me. I didn't understand those things. So if that was explained to me at my age, maybe I could have been a good student. But I wasn't really like a good student. I passed. I got by in spite of all those things. I wasn't held back, but I wasn't a good student. But my mom always helped me like do projects and homework. I always got like projects done, like book reports. That was always no issue. But I was never like a student who understood work. It's really until I got older that I understood the concept of things. But I was never like gifted. I don't classify myself as smart to this day because everything that I believe I learn comes from me just learning it. It's just not naturally there. Just how I lost intelligence, I'm gaining it back. That's how I view intelligence. It's a property that you can lose or gain at any moment. But no one, I feel, see, some people are good at learning things versus people who can't learn things. People aren't. It's really the person, honestly. It's really the mindset of the person, and just like I said, some people are gifted, others are not as much. Just like sports, some people may be really good at sports than others. But around this time, oh yeah, we got haircuts. I always had my haircut at this barbershop called Bill's. It was on Poplar Street. And this is before the gentrification in North Philly. So, believe it or not, this is you could have a barbershop in North Philadelphia back in the day, and it was no problem. But my brother would go. Me and my brother would always go there with my mom, and my hair was done in no really special way. It was always just cut down low, and that's just how it was done. We went to the barbershop. So we're going into 2003 now. When I was 8. Oh yeah, the last birthday as a family. So around this time, like I said, my parents, it was very clear to us that they were separating. Like they were trying to we were going to be either away from my dad in a different house, or we were going to keep the house and live there where my dad would live somewhere else. That's how I thought it would be. Because all I was thinking about was just my mom having this big ass house. So my last birthday, I believe we went to a buffet. We ate there. We I don't remember what I got, to be honest. I don't remember. But some of the toys that I remember I got for Christmas and birthdays, respectfully. So I got the Leapfrog Learnings like keyboard where you can type in 3-letter words. And I was always typing in curse words, and whenever I type in like a curse word, it would just repeat itself over. I got the Bop It. If you remember the Bop It, where you bop it, punch it, twist it, turn it, flick it. So Bop It. I got I don't think I had a wrestling ring at the time. I had a lot of wrestling, man. I love wrestling. I had the Stone Cold, the Undertaker, and I had the Rock wrestling dolls. No, it was Triple H. I had Triple H wrestling dolls. They were like real dolls. I had like the Edge, and I had another wrestler. I had these flexible action figures this time. These are all the wrestlers that I remember I had before. This is from 2000. This is from 99 to 2002. So these are the wrestling toys that I had. So I had Eddie Guerrero, Triple H. I had Big Show, Chris Jericho, Edge. I had my brother was given Taz by his friend Devon, the one I mentioned in the last video. He was given Taz. I'm thinking about all the wrestlers now. I never had the Hardy Boys. I never had the Dudleys. I didn't have a lot of weapons either. I had one title belt. I don't remember what happened to it. But wrestling was just my thing, man. Then like I said, 2003, we were coming to the understanding that parents were splitting up. So we were around those months preceding that, like I said, it was pretty clear my parents were splitting up. I believe I was told that we were going to move to like another place, like an apartment. And that happens around the spring of 2003. We begin to gather all our stuff because we're leaving. I'm trying to think, like, I remember one time my mom was crying how my dad wanted her to leave the house. She wanted him out the house, and he was gonna call the police. I remember that happened. But when we moved, my dad drove us to like get all our stuff in another place. He did that at least. Cause we went to this hardware, this like furniture store. We were shopping for beds. I remember this white guy was selling us he was trying to sell us beds. We got two beds that were similar to the ones that we had at our house. I always question why we didn't take our beds, but I just thought like maybe we just needed new ones. I don't know. We could have got like a U-Haul and put them in there, but we got new beds. We had bunk beds, and we're moving at this time to an apartment in Northwest. So this is all new to me. I'm leaving where I'm accustomed of living. I'm leaving Southwest for Northwest Philly, which is like an hour away driving, 2 hours away catching the bus. And this is totally different than this is so understand this is Philadelphia 2000s. So I went from living in an area that was mostly black, but I'm now living in an area at the time that is mostly Asian. All of my all of my neighbors in my apartment building were mostly Asian or white. There were some blacks that lived there. It's mostly black now. But when I first got there, it was Asian people. And let me tell you, I could not I could not tolerate the smell of fish. All I smelled was fish in that apartment. Coming in, you smell fish. You smell like nasty ass cooking. Like somebody was washing their underwear in like a pot and then like draining the water and then pissing in that fucking pot and then just like throwing the pot like in the hallway. I don't know why I just said that, but the whole building just smelled like fish. It just stank every day. So I had to get used to that. And imagine raising two boys in an apartment building where we can't wrestle anymore. We can't wrestle. It's no jumping because we got so many complaints from the person under us saying how they would leave these angry ass notes under our door saying, "I'm tired of all this jumping and thumping and bumping." And they would constantly yell about us about the noise we made. So the people that lived there, were really, they didn't like the idea of like kids being noisy because we had white next door neighbors, we had Asian people that lived there. They never gave us any trouble. It was just a cultural adjustment for me, not with the white, but mostly the Asian. Just the cooking just fucking stank to me. But they were generally nice people. I never had nothing against people that were Asian. We had to get used to no longer like having a car. We caught the bus everywhere. So towards the end of the second grade, we caught the 57 in the train to school. And around the end of the year, my mom decided to take my 8-year-old self, and my 9 going on 10-year-old brother to this ghetto ass daycare where two of the women fought. I really don't want to talk about that very much, but it was really she couldn't really afford it like that. I'm glad she took us out of there because that place was ghetto as hell. All daycares are ran by black women. All these women that get these majors in like early childhood education, it's ghetto as hell there. I don't recommend sending your child to a daycare in the hood. Now, if it's any good ones, I apologize, but that one was ghetto as hell. We went to this daycare, and it was really bad. When my dad found out, he enrolled me and my brother to a summer camp called R.W. Brown. And that was on Cecil B. Moore Avenue. So we caught the 47 from it wasn't too far from where we lived. So we were just taking a bus ride that was really like an hour, 40 minutes to an hour, a bus ride to Cecil B. Moore. And this is where we spent the rest of our summer. That's why I said we didn't have like summers where we just sat around anymore. we had to we had some structure going on. And I remember there was it was an adjustment for me because there were things that I didn't I wasn't used to doing. I was really shy. You know, I made some friends there, but the one thing I begin to notice is money was a thing. Money was a struggle for my mother, you know, raising us. 'Cause that's why I say family structure is important. Women can't do it alone. Women cannot raise children by themselves. That's why I feel like it takes two. You know how they say two heads are better than one. But I began to notice, like I said, we didn't have like we didn't have the privileges that we had when both of the parents were together in the house. You know, we didn't have like I don't say we starved, but we didn't have food like that, like we did when it was two parents. We didn't have snacks like we did. You know, we didn't there were just things that we didn't have. And 2003, like I said, summertime it was just an adjustment. I didn't really see my dad as much because with the whole divorce, when he left around May, I only saw him like two times. We had a trip where we just missed we unknowingly ran into him. I guess he was at work. He had his shorts on when he was at work. We ran into him and he came to our camp to give my brother a birthday gift, which was WCW Mayhem on Nintendo. Because Bill Goldberg was a wrestler for WWE at the time, and I guess seeing him on like Raw, we got a game with him on the cover of a popular game. It was really old. It was like from 1999, 1998. It was 5 years old, but it was a wrestling game. It was our third wrestling game, and around this time we were getting more games. We got like Mario House Party 2 or 3. I can't remember which one it was. It was Mario House Party. I forget which one. Whatever one where it was like a Western theme to it. That was the one we had. And then we got these are some games I'm thinking of. From KB Toys. If you remember KB Toys, I got this jet ski racing game. I had a game called Tonic. It was a game about an alien. I had Spider-Man on Nintendo. And yeah. Yeah, 2003 it wasn't as great because like I said, our parents officially divorced in February and we moved out around May. And this is when I began to see the difference between two parents and one parent. With my mom, it was less money, you know, it was less privileges, and it was just something to get used to. It was an adjustment. So around this time as well, we go back. So like I said, summer camp was fine. Now there were kids there. Cause I'm trying to think too. My brother went to me he went to me to that camp for the whole summer. Now understand, this was a camp for all kids in Philly. Cause see, we were so used to Catholic school. My brother was popular. I began to show signs of autism at 8 with just a lot of my behavior when it came to playing with other kids. I did a lot of embarrassing things looking back. That was like very early signs of it. So whenever we played like football, I did like a lot of things that were a little weird looking back. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't necessarily cool, but my brother was. So I wasn't, so a lot of the kids there, they probably went to Catholic school, they went to public school. So I wasn't used to interacting with kids that were probably from like different backgrounds than me. But I remember this though. Um, my brother was very protective of me. If anybody was ever messing with me, my brother always came to my defense. Like if that was ever a thing, because there were people at the camp who no one ever gave me any problem, no one ever bullied me, but I can tell you that I could not be by myself. Like I said, I was not bullied in 2003, but my brother was the main help for me of having people like me. If I was around him, people showed me respect. So 2003, like I said, summertime was coming to an end. Summer camp was just comprised of, it was almost like school, man. They had us do work. We had like computer class. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So this computer class that we had, right? There was a game that I had on my PC because I told you I forgot. So the family computer that we got, we took that when my parents split up. We didn't take the cat. We took the computer, the gateway. We had computer games on that PC. We had games like baseball, MLB 2001, Triple Play 2001. We had football like Madden 01. And we had this game, this racing game that sort of broke. It was a game called Midtown Madness. And you had like this, it was a racing game. It was it had like two venues, one in London, one in San Francisco, where you could drive like a double-decker bus, the ones in London, and you had like a little Audi 5000 based in San Francisco. I told the lady who was a teacher there, the computer teacher, that, hey, I have a game just like this. And it was such a misunderstanding. She thought that I stole the game prior to not even going there. This is my first year there. I told her I had a game just like this. And she didn't, I don't know if she thought I stole it, but I gave them the game because she just said, I just said I have a game like this. Do you want my copy? She thought I stole it. She was like, I don't know if he took this, but I didn't take it. But I gave them that game. And I don't know why I did that. I guess because I wanted the teacher to like me. I don't know. But I gave her that game. And it was all right because it really wouldn't matter what I'm about to tell you next. It wouldn't matter. The game wouldn't matter. But I gave that camp my game because I felt bad that they didn't have one. Somebody stole that copy of that game. But eventually, it wouldn't matter that I gave them that game because computer games were slowly dying away. And unfortunately, so was our Nintendo was dying away. Because Christmas of that year, and by the way, Thanksgiving was we spent it at my Aunt Mert's house. My aunt died, and well, I ain't gonna tell you when she died, but my Aunt Mert, we spent Thanksgiving at her house. This is the first time as a divorced family we have Christmas. And it's not really the same. My dad isn't there. It's a broken up ass family. And I'm showing signs of anger because my parents aren't together. My mom couldn't really do like the same as she could with my father around, so it wasn't really the same. But we saw our dad because we didn't see him until my brother's birthday. We didn't see him much. So we were going to spend. Let me tell you something. I did go to my dad's house once. I think he watched us. He watched this one time. He watched this one time during whatever Mr. America was a character for wrestling. Hulk Hogan had Mr. America. Whenever I saw that downstairs on the big TV near those chairs, we had a big ass couch. That's when I was at my house, my dad's house in 2003. Cause remember, I got this book from the library called Justin Morgan Had a Horse. I just got that book because he had the same name as me. But we went over his house for that time, but we stayed over for an extended period of time during Christmas, because we were going to get all our gifts, and we didn't know what they were. But I slowly kind of peeked in to see what it was when we got home. Either when we got home or when it was under the tree at my dad's house, because he took all our gifts with us. He didn't have a car this time. He took us on the bus to our house. So as we're on the bus, or as I get home, I sort of peek in to see what it was, and all I see is like a little shiny, like red thing, and I don't know what it is, but I don't want to open it up because I don't want to get in trouble. So the next day, Christmas comes, 2003. The first one, not as a whole family. And that's when I tell you that CD that I gave away doesn't matter, because PC games are sold last week, and the Nintendo was dying away because we got PlayStation 2. We had PlayStation 2, 2 controllers, and our first game was SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, because we're diehard wrestling fans. Well, Brock Lesnar on the cover. So that was all we did all that day. We got pretzels and donuts from 7-Eleven, and we just played that shit all day long. I love wrestling. That was what we got for Christmas, plus some because I asked for something else. I didn't get that, but the game was good enough, and we got a bunch of clothes. Of course, we got like clothes and like pants, like nice clothes. Looking back, we got that also for Christmas, and that sort of sums up 2003. 2003 was just the beginning of a divorce, family, and by the way, I noticed that my dad has like a lot of stuff that I don't remember being there when I last went there. And I asked him about it. I just said, why do you have like a M&M's like blow up like doll? Why do you have that here? And he just said, I don't he just said, son, that's mine. I forgot he had like a lot of stuff that wasn't there before. And eventually, I'll tell you why he had all that stuff there in the next part.